Hello and welcome back to Socially Awkward. We will be continuing where we left off in Tom's route. If you recall last, our little friend here was having, I guess, a visitation from a ghost or a spirit of some kind, which I guess is still a ghost. And it was, I guess, trying to haunt him and scare him, but uh, it kind of fizzled out after a while. And it disappeared after he found a Bible and a cross to make it go away. It was funny, and I initially thought that it was going to be like a Halloween update because that's when it came out, but it turns out that that's actually part of the story. So yeah. Anyways, this is actually going to be a short update because stuff happened to the creator of this visual novel around that time where he was going to be writing the next part. And unfortunately, he was not able to write a whole lot. But it's still worth it, in my opinion, because you get to see more of Tom, and even Maccon and another character is going to make an appearance. So yeah. Anywho, without further ado, let's continue. Burning. The sensation of burning tickling your feet. The rattling and creaking of burnt wood and metal echoing all around you. You couldn't move. You couldn't even look away. Rather, you relish in the sight of burning buildings and people alike. Screams of agony and despair cried out by men, women, and children, screaming and cursing right underneath your feet. You take sweet pleasure from it. It is as if they sing your name in high praises. You felt a grin spreading across your face, a grin so wide and terrible that you fear a mirror would appear right in front of you. You want to stop, you want to cry, you want this nightmare to end, but you keep grinning and start to chuckle. Then it grew into a chortle, your body writhed in joy as the city kept burning. It was horrifying. It was cruel. Then at last you began to laugh hysterically at the world. You gasp loudly, shaking the very room, feeling like your heart is about to explode. Lungs expanding rapidly as if they just started working. Lingering thoughts and feelings creeping at the edge of your mind. Horrible, detestable feelings. Then the darkness swallows it, only but a tinge left over. It was just a dream. Just a dream. Just a dream. Wednesday, 4:31 a.m. There was a knock on the door, disturbing your ever-needed sleep. Just as you were about to utter the death curse, your brain quickly reminded you who's knocking. Right. Hmm? Crusted flecks of tears come off from your cheeks. It reminded you of that horrible dream. Hmm? You put on a pair of socks and your old running shoes. Opening the door, you saw a heaving line before pulling himself up to his usual confident self, albeit still out of breath and sweating profusely. Maccon just arrives by the gate, keeping himself at a steady, regular pace, unlike the lion who came before him. He gives you a wave while keeping his legs moving in place. Morning, Jayce. His voice cracks. Morning. You don't look so good. Well, duh, it's 4 in the morning. Tom takes a look at the clock. It's close to 5. Did you play video games all night again? Yeah, really? The darn. Shoot, I should have just said yes. Gotta commit, but who am I gonna blame? The neighbors. Darn neighbors started drinking again. Don't you mean your paying neighbors? We're not paying to drink and pee on the walls. Did they? Can't prove it. But I was thinking about asking my mom to install some CCTVs in each apartment. Normally, I'd agree with extra security. But the reasoning behind it just makes it wrong and illegal. I'm not gonna perv on them. Just make sure that they don't pee on the wall. Don't be a creep. You feel bad lying to Tom, but you can't really tell him that a ghost attacked you. Anyways, he cuts himself off as he takes a closer look at your attire with mild distaste. You're going in that? My shoes? You lift up a leg to show the worn-out soles on your running shoes. No. But it's on the list. A list for what? Never you mind. Do you have anything else? You'll catch a cold. But they're comfy. It's 20 degrees outside. Just as foretold, the cold wind behind Tom flushes through your downy fur, making you bristle to its icy chill. But I got nothing else besides my school clothes. Seriously? I only brought 5 pairs of clothes with me. 2 are still in the dryer. I wasn't expecting to start jogging. Oh. Well... Tom places his hands behind his neck, looking up at the ceiling for an answer. After a while, he looks down in defeat. I guess you can't go today. He smiles through the sadness. You know he wanted to spend more time with you. Let's just go. Once I get going, I'll probably start a tornado from how much heat I'll be making. Heh, you do turn into a mini furnace when you're playing. But still... I don't know why you're so concerned. Just look at Maccon. You pointed at Maccon, wearing a hoodie tank top. He's running around the sidewalk like a dog chasing his tail. Both of his arms have the surface area of my whole body. Between you, me, and him, you're the one overdressed. You're comparing a grape to a watermelon. Surface area. You place your hands together on your chest and spread them apart. Seriously, I'm fine. And to make another point, I really don't want to stay here any longer. Why is that? It's haunted. You jokingly admit, there is some doubt in your mind that what happened earlier this morning was some double dream nightmare or crazy trip. But that doubt immediately lost its integrity by the missing cross and the Bible from its altar, evident by the contrast of dust from where they once were. Fine, fine. But if you feel sick, you have to tell me, okay? You nod. You ready? Yep. You raise your bag. Alright then. 30 minutes later. We're almost there. We were already there. And I told you to stay at the gym, but you insisted. I thought we were going out for ice cream. I clearly said that we were going for another round. And I'm pretty sure you said that we were going for another round of ice cream. You should take him to Miguel's again. He's been eating ice cream almost every day. He's going to get pudgy by the end of the semester. Pudgy. Hiss. You can have this instead. Tom tosses you a granola bar. Food. Without much thought, you rip open the package and take out a huge bite off. Chew, chew, chew. Between the soft, chewy caramel and the fine, dry oats, a burst of a tangy sweetness overtakes the whole flavor. Chew. Chew. Suddenly you scream out with a raspy, high-pitched voice. It burns! It burns us! What was in that? Raisins. It freezes us! You begin to roll on the floor with one hand on your neck and the other flailing about, like that one scene in a movie about an evil magic ring. Jayce, you're getting your clothes dirty. Stupid hobbitses. Oh, I get it now. Wow, I was still a pup when that released. I can't believe I forgot about him. Jayce just remembers the crazy characters. Bet he can't even remember half of the cast. Shire! You screamed out in a wheezing, tortured shriek. Wheeze! Nully! Similar to when one of the iconic characters is being tortured for the whereabouts of the evil magic ring. You feel something rolling on your back, an odd sensation that is impossible for a rock. It rolled alongside your spine, causing a weird tingling pleasure surging to the tip of your tail. You reach behind and pick it up. Whoa! It's a large red marble. The color is odd, however, no light seems to pass through besides the reflection off of its surface. Inside the marble is nothing but pitch dark red. It almost seems to be swirling around like liquid. My precious! What you got there? You scuttle off the floor in a tiring and freaky crab walk, turning your back to Tom as you marvel at the marble. My own, my love, my precious. After announcing your devoted love to the precious, the hand of a very muscular, tall, and handsome lion hobbit takes the precious away. Precious? Precious! You're acting crazy for a marble. Give us the precious! You intentionally limit your height by bending your legs lower and started hopping like a frog, reaching for the precious. Tom follows along with your dumb antics and keeps the marble at eye level. Ugh. What's wrong? Gotten cold all of a sudden. We've rested for too long. Come on, Jayce. Before this furnace also catches a cold. He knocks on Maccon's chest, who in turn looks at him in confusion. Tom hands you the marble and starts jogging away with Maccon. You pocket the marble after one last glance at its reddish sheen. Wednesday, 6:24 a.m. At the gym, Tom and Maccon are already starting out their next course of muscle torture. You take your time resting on the bench while marveling at the men. Particularly to a red-maned lion. He starts off hunched forward with the bell-shaped weight in front, his back horizontally straight with his legs slightly bent, arms forward forming almost a perfect T, his ass stretching the already loose fabric to contour to his well-toned butt. Just as you're about to tilt your body for a better view, he begins to pull the weight between his legs and pull it up with a mighty pelvic thrust, swinging the weight forward along his impressive pack. Ooh. Tom repeats this 12 times with your eyes glued to his weights between his legs. He places the weights hanging forward, and lo and behold, his hips are thrusting forward. He's barely swinging the bell anymore, rather he's swinging his hips, fucking the air while you're looking. Is he teasing me? A second look at Tom's wavy eyebrows says yes. He is! Must resist committing public indecency! Then he chuckles, that made you confused and conjure up a head of John. Remembering the times he teased you with a pool noodle attached to his junk, then furiously masturbating it. The time he mooned you during the night at a camping trip, saying the weredeer is coming. And the time he grabbed your ass for prostate cancer. Tom never did anything remotely similar to that. This, however, is his first. You couldn't be sure if he was playing just like his brother, so you ended up pulling up your wall and waited for his reaction. Then he shoots you a wink. He continues on for the next set, looking more energetic than ever. You spent the rest of your time doing light workouts. There's a lingering scent of chlorine with a mix of household, sweet-scented deodorizer as you enter the lockers. It reminds you of the dirty gifts previous tenants would leave you when you needed to clean for your next tenant. You gag a little and swat the festering memory away. You have your bag slinging on your shoulder, having second thoughts whether to head back home and shower or just go through with it. You did bring your clothes for this. It would be a wasted opportunity. I guess it's Nakey time. Okay, just go in and get out in 1 minute. Only one problem. Should I shower with my underwear on? You shrug and take your clothes off. It's go time! Tiptoeing into the public shower, you find the area to be moderately clean, at least. You place your towel and amenities hanging on one of the hooks. Immediately after turning the shower on, you squeeze a whole bottle of shampoo on yourself and started scrubbing fast and hard, fearing that at any moment now an old, wrinkly dude would come in all his glory, destroying the sanctity of your perverse delusions. Gross, 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 gross. Then you hear footsteps. Oh shit. You reacted immediately by pretending to shower, even though you technically are. Then wet footsteps. You kept the act going, not even looking in his direction. Your heart begins to pound as a mix of questions, emotions, and downright perversions stews together in your mind. The stranger doesn't seem to mind your presence and started showering one shower head away. What if I drop the soap in his direction? No, too corny. But I want to peep so bad. Ooh. You internally squeal while barely keeping up with the neutral facade. Hot damn, Tom is hot. A sensation of pride and ownership wells up inside your chest as you nod to yourself. Then you realize that there is a certain small line lurking around within your subconscious. Oh god, I'm turning into John. Foregoing any warnings, you started checking on Tom's body. Those large, strong, padded feet. Those thick, muscular, widespread thighs. And that chiseled ass. You're watering in excitement. Hunk. No, stop perving on your best friend. You turned away from Tom's direction and started scrubbing your hair mercilessly with sheer ferocity. Then you hear a psst behind you. You instinctively turn and find Tom holding his fucking balls with one palm, shaking it as you gasp with widening eyes. The more he shakes, the more it grows. Just as the growing gland was about to release itself from its prison, he lets go and continues on showering like nothing happened. Just as you raise your eyes to his, he's darting them over to the entrance. And that's when you hear footsteps. You begin to panic. Any minute now, someone could come in and see the shame on you. You look at Tom on what to do, which was a bad idea since he's still hot. Now it's fully hard. It's time to panic. You start with an inaudible scream followed by a repeated chopping motion with both hands at Tom's neck, then to yours, placing the blame on him for your erection. Tom gets into a panic as well, making incomprehensible gestures that forms no sense of what he's trying to say. Then he voiced out a "Stop looking at me!" You would have, could have, but his ever-erecting cock makes it harder not to. Now both of you are fully erect. Then came the stranger, a familiar stranger, a stranger you want to ignore deep in your soul for some reason. The stranger looks at both of you, staring at two mortified, turgid felines. Then he focuses his attention to you. So, you finally got the balls to face me. What does he mean by that? Is he talking about my balls? It's time to settle the score. Tur, what are you doing? The lion places himself between you and the scary tiger with a 7-inch dagger. Shower, duh. But now he's here. I can finally settle the score. Tur, we've talked about this. Shut it, Nolly. I'm done listening to your sorry excuses. Or rather, congrats on going from a coward to a faggot. Tur folds his arms close to his chest, standing on his toes to become taller and more intimidating than Tom. You know you can't beat me, Nolly. The tiger puffs his chest, making himself look big. Mine's bigger. The puffy tiger takes off his tail and reveals his weapon. A weapon of 8.5 inches, Tom is outmatched, and so is the amount of offsprings carried by that large sack. Tom backs away, being pushed back by the sheer size, or just trying to avoid touching it. What's going on in here? A giant came, eyes on him. Or rather, on his soft neck, resting on his fuzzy balls. Tur smirks, already thinking he won. Tom just shakes his head and looks away towards you. You, on the other hand, felt disappointed. Aww. The giant clicks his tongue, looking down frustrated with the situation. You guys, I don't know how to say this. Oh no, are we going to get kicked out? You guys suck. You know I'm up for a sausage party. Now both felines back away by the sheer massive 10-inch power. It's huge! Who's first? Barked the large wolf, laughing and waving his tool around. I'm done. Come on, Jayce. He grabs his towel with one hand and your hand with the other, pulling you out as you grab your towel. Aww. Wait. The tiger halts the giant. I have to be sure. Go right ahead. Just as you leave, the tiger knelt down, placing his eyes at buck level. No! I'm gonna miss the best part! At the lockers, Tom lets you go and started unlocking his locker. He picks up what appears to be a deodorizing spray and started spraying himself all over his body. You're putting a lot of deodorant there, you say as you wave the mist away. No, it's a quick drying spray. Hiss! The rich people spray! Hey, it works. Makes drying a lot easier. You know how bad wet fur smells. But at what cost? An arm? He looks at the label. $12. And how much is inside? About 12 ounces. Ha! Don't hiss it till you try it. He aims the spray at your hair and gives you a quick spurt. Splurt? Ah! And a little bit of comb here. He takes out a heavy-duty comb and starts brushing your hair. There. The older male starts laughing, slapping his thighs in unison. Jayce, you never make my life any duller. He swings his arms around your neck and pulls you in for a side hug, tactless to your current dressing. That's why I love hanging out with you so much. Tom? We're still naked. Guess we are. He lets go and turns to his locker, still blushing and rummaging around, as to make an excuse to look busy. Come on, we should start brushing our fur dry before... He eyes the entrance towards the showers. They finish whatever they're doing inside. Your ears immediately swing to the showers, trying to listen to a specific fleshy sound that you've always dreamed of hearing in real life. Nothing but the sound of splashing water, unfortunately. You look to Tom, who's having trouble getting his wavy tail from going under the band of his jockstrap. A memory begins to surface as the wary confusion from last night's haunting became a distant imagination. Tom? Yeah? Just as you're about to say something, the lion jumps as his tail flings itself free above the band, causing the elastic to snap at its master's ass. Yeah. God, I hate my tail. It has a mind of its own. What were you saying, Jayce? He tries again, this time by curling his tail like a spring. Later. March 25th, 2022. I'm still alive. The typhoon hit and knocked 2 months off my life, like COVID did for 2 years. Hope you liked the update, Tom's. It's not much, but I had fun. But if you missed it, you need to be a little brave and give Tom a token. I won't say what. And it should be obvious, shakes your face. I finally break through the introduction of 2 major characters in the story. Last words hypes. Here's for a better future. Takes your money through pity. So that was the end of the newest update. Obviously, I want to say it's a little bit like fan service, kind of, because if you got this update from Itch, you get to see what you don't get to see here. I won't say what you don't get to see because it should be painfully obvious, but yeah. But plus, we get to be introduced to Tur, who I'm assuming is the tiger that used to torment Jayce when he was little. So yeah. Or maybe it's some other tiger, but like he was saying that he looked familiar, but he doesn't really say from where. So yeah. Anywho, so what you guys think of the short update? I might, if I'm smart enough, I should probably just connect it with the previous part where the ghost appears. That way it's longer. But yeah. Anywho, so yeah, write down in the comments who your favorite character is so far. I mean, there's a tiger, so naturally I want to gravitate to the tiger, but I'm already invested into Tom. So for now, Tom is my favorite, but we're gonna have to find out why, you know, Tur is seems like he was gonna be antagonistic to Jayce. And apparently to Tom, too. Maybe he's a closet home of the phone? But yeah, we'll see. Anyways, yeah. Anyways, thank you for watching / listening. If you would like to play Socially Awkward yourself and see what I couldn't put on here, then you can find it over on Itch. And you can find a direct link to the Itch page on the creator's Twitter page, which I will link down to in the description. And obviously you can see by the bottom left that they have a Patreon, so if you want to support the project, you can subscribe to their Patreon and get early access to, you know, the newest builds of Socially Awkward that come out, and any other extra content that he might be releasing for the novel or, you know, anything else. So yeah. And I guess that's it for now. Oh, actually, because this video is being recorded on, what day is it today? On March 30th. Yesterday, I actually got my first ever coffee donation from... Let's see who it was. What was it again? Guess who was it? From Furry Beam, who is apparently an amateur Korean translator. So yes, thanks. It is actually very much appreciated, because I did not expect anyone to send me anything. So yeah, yay! But anyways, well, I guess that's it for now, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.